Are you having a problem with your drills? Are they just not putting out the dirt that you want them to? Then this simple solution is for you. How you doing, guys? This is Hybridsteel, and today I'm going to show you why your drills probably don't work and you're questioning your sanity as to how to fix them. Let's get into this now, shall we? When people come into the stream, they ask questions. Most of them I can answer straight away, like, you know, this is how you do this, 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 and this. But today, I want to go over sort of like your drills. Now, most of the time, you've probably been hacking away at the dirt just to place your drills down, and your ground probably looks a little bit like this. You're not sure how you're going to sort of like plug them in, you have to fill it up with dirt and so on and so forth, and that does take a little bit of time. And unfortunately, it's just one of those things. Drills and dirt are obviously essential in this game, but then actually getting them to work sometimes can be a little bit troublesome. Most of the time it can be cured by doing some bits and pieces underneath your drills, like I've done down here. So if I lift up with this drill, as you can see, there's a little bauble of dirt underneath, and that's all good. But then if I go down into my tier 2 section, there's no dirt anywhere near the top of the actual barrel and all this other stuff. And it's like, so people do ask occasionally, how have I got these things to work? And, you know, it's a fairly simple thing. Sometimes you can cure the problem with just putting dirt under the drills by however you means you do. But I found another way of doing this, and it's starting to become like my normality way of doing things. So if your ground looks like this, which is a little bit sort of like Pete Tong, it's a bit smashed up because you've been hacking away trying to level it out and you've been doing everything else, you might need yourself to get a rake. Now, the rake is pretty much a lifesaver at this point, and for all those people who decide that they want to do what I've done by flattening out this place, don't do it with a rake. It takes too long. So how you would sort of like get these to work, because currently they don't. Right? I've put a valve on the line. All I've got to do is turn on the valve. Oh, actually, let me just turn on the valve. As you can see, they're not working. Alright, and that's a bad thing. So what the rake does is it basically, if you're only like one square down, it'll cover up the hole that you've created, which is good. Now, if I can cover up the holes, and what we'll do is we'll cover up the one underneath. Hey, would you look at that? It's now working. Fantastic, right? And the reason why this is working is because right underneath here you've got a thumper, and that thumps onto the nearest piece of dirt that is attached to it. Obviously these only work on tier 1, so that's why I'll show you my tier 1, tier 2 setup, and I'll show you how close it is to the actual dirt. But as long as that little thumper bit can actually hit some tier 1 dirt, you should be completely fine. Now again, unfortunately with the tier 2 drill, it works exactly the same way. A lot of people sit here and try to put dirt on top of the drills and put it down the side of the drills and try and make it work, and it does have trouble. You know, I mean, if you don't put dirt in the right part of this drill, it does cause a problem. But again, if you can just rake out a solid flat piece of land underneath the drill so it actually taps it, there you go. We're now producing dirt. So that's why the rake isn't just a thing for flattening, it's an actual lifesaver when it comes to doing things like, alright, a lot of faffing around later, and here we go, we got a blob of dirt underneath the drill. Now if I fill this in with the rake, we're all right there, and there we go. And as you can see, now we turn it on and it starts spitting out dirt and it's all good. So yeah, that's how you would basically go about sort of making sure that your your drills are currently working. If you can rake it underneath and it actually levels out the soil that's underneath the actual barrel or thumper or drill bit, then you're all good. So what I want to do is I want to show you what the difference is between this, which does look a little bit messy, and then something down here. Now what I have done here is I've actually used the rake underneath the drill and underneath my floorboard. And the reason why I put them on a floorboard is because once you're up to this level, it's completely fine. It's nice and it works. It's all good. But right below here is tier 3. So putting them onto a floorboard, if you've chipped off that top layer of dirt, the best way to get that top layer of dirt back so you can actually drill for tier 2 instead of tier 3 is to use the rake. And I've done this all along all of my drills, which if you actually watch my live stream, I did this live, and people were just like, yeah, well that one's not working. It's like, no, it's not a problem, don't worry, we'll pull the rake out and it's all good. And that's literally how I've made all of my stuff work. Now the difference here is, let me just go and get a tier 1 pickaxe and I'll show you the distance between tier 1 and tier 2. Actually, where is, oh yeah, I need my pickaxe. So, as you can tell, I put a little blob of dirt on top, and this was really just to make sure it actually fit. Now, that's the little bit of paranoia. It's like, is it going to work? Is it not going to work? The reason why I'm paranoid when it comes down to where we are is because right below this floorboard is tier 2 dirt. Like, we've got about an inch, maybe a 2 of dirt before it actually goes in. So that blob of dirt is just to really make sure that thumper doesn't hit that bit there. As long as it hits this soil here, we're fine. Because if you highlight the drill and you can see the thumper through the dirt, when it goes down, it thumps very, very close to this layer. So that's why I put the dirt in there, just to make sure that it is actually doing it. And that's literally why the rake can save your skin when it comes to like doing all this stuff. At the end of the day, it works, it's good, and I sort of swear by it now, if I'm going to be honest, because it's one of those theories, where it's one of those methods that makes your gameplay just that little bit easier. With all the other things that I've shown people to do in this game, genuinely there shouldn't be many people going, well, I'm not sure why, but you know, at the end of the day, if someone does question it and they're like, well, I don't know what to do, how do I get my drills to work, show them this video, because it might make them think, ah, and you know that feeling you get when you're like, oh, for God's sake, how did I not know this before? A lot of the stuff I used to do is sort of null and void now, and a lot of the modern stuff I do now in this game now sort of just makes people's lives a lot easier. So I hope that helps you. I hope that sort of makes you understand why some of the drills are a pain in the butt to set up and some of them don't work. And it all comes down to just leveling off the level of the soil so things just work a damn sight better. And yeah, hopefully you guys have taken this and it's all good. So thank you very much for coming by. I'll see you all later. This has been Hybridsteel, and I'll see you on another one. I want to say peace out, have fun, enjoy everything you guys do, and check out the video that comes up on the screen just in case it's something you really want to know. Until then, bye bye for now.